Hi guys, moving to the US is a big step and hearing honest stories from people who have done it can be useful. After living here for almost 20 years as an immigrant from India, I have learned what works and what doesn't when it comes to building a happy and balanced life here. So if you are new to the US and thinking about moving, I will talk about how to make the most of it in this video. But before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit about my story and experiences. So I moved here in 2005. I did my master's in economics from USC in LA, and I worked for consulting industries for several years. During that time, I had two children, and then I took a break from consulting, and now I manage a clothing business while also doing financial analysis. I have another YouTube channel which is focused on financial literacy, but this channel I do purely for homemaking, lifestyle, travel, party planning, and vlogs. So today I want to talk about the main advantages of living in the US and the things I think could have been better if I had dealt it differently. So I know this is my experience and everyone has a different, context, but I still wanted to make this video. My husband and I have had relatively successful career paths. He's an engineer, now a VP in construction industry, and I am in finance and economics. And together we have built a lifestyle that I feel was probably not possible in India if we were not in the top of our leagues. For example, an IIT in India or someone from IIM in management would be able to have a lifestyle like this. I did good in my education here in LA, so I did land up with a high-paying consulting job. So we live here in a suburb of LA, which is very residential. Southern California's weather is amazing. It's mild and sunny most of the year. Winters are rainy, but not extreme. And temperatures hardly drop below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. July, August, September can get hot here, but nothing compared to what we see in other parts of the US. Houses here are typically larger with lots of space in your yard, and there's a strong Indian community where I live, and we often meet through neighborhood events and social groups. Many Indians in the US work in high-paying fields like engineering, medicine, or IT, which enables a higher standard of living. But one challenge most of Indians face is the lack of daily house help, which is common in India. Many women here have to handle more household chores. However, I find this keeps me active and flexible. Cooking here tends to be simpler and dinner is usually lighter. Most homes have dishwashers, robotic vacuum cleaners, and other conveniences that make chores easier. Many families, including mine, hire cleaners who come twice or thrice a month to clean the house. So cooking at home is common and we often prepare Indian meals. My kids, however, eat school provided lunch, which are free in public schools in California. So while vegetarian options are limited, it hasn't been a problem for us as we eat chicken. So here there's no tuition in public schools and schools provide all the supplies, though indirectly through property taxes we're paying for that. My daughter attends a magnet school and gets more homework because she's in high school, but my younger son who goes in an elementary doesn't have much homework. Schools here focus less on memorization and more on building over on personality. About health and cleanliness, I feel people here get less sick when compared to India because there is less population density and in general everything is big and widespread, so infections tend to be less. There's one challenge, which is like people might feel that if they're living in residential areas like mine, you don't see many people outside, so it kind of feels a little quiet and lonely, especially if you're not working outside. Building a good friend circle and staying engaged is essential for your mental health. That said, the Indian community here is very supportive. We host potlucks and family gatherings very often, which will reduce the burden on the host and encourage more frequent meetups. About food, I find you can get any type of cuisine here, whether it's Thai, Italian, Mexican, Chinese. Indian food is also available easily everywhere, and the food that I get for specifically Indian cooking is export quality, so it is better generally than what is sold in India. What I miss about India is that I love the, the nostalgia of my parents' home where I grew up, meeting my cousins, catching up with old friends. But because that's something that, is not here. But other than that, I feel like if I have a good community here, a good social circle, then it is fine. I enjoy living in the US because of the space, the cleanliness, weather, and community. And as I said, there are some challenges of it being too quiet. And this video is based on my personal experiences and might not reflect everyone's perspective. A lot of people have to go back to India because they have aging parents and there's no one to take care of them. And there could be some other situation, for example, they do not get the permanent residency here, so it makes it a little bit harder for them to keep depending on visa for work, and also to make some future decisions regarding their kids' education and investments. So luckily I don't have to face those issues. My story would have been different if I had to worry about those things. So if you have any specific questions about living in the US or the differences between life here and India, feel free to ask in the comments. I would be happy to answer them. I would also say to learn the system here. Like, for example, take some time to understand how things like healthcare, banking, and education work in the US. So this will save you a lot of trouble later if you know those things early on. And make sure to bring your parents from India to visit here, and you also keep going there so that your kids, if you have kids, they also stay connected to their roots and their culture and to their grandparents. So this is something that we do as a family, and I feel it's something that is what is keeping us grounded. And definitely let me know in the comments if you like today's video. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I will cover more topics. If I get interest in this video, I will make another video on specific aspects that you ask me in the comments. I will see you in my next one. Take care. Bye.